guys, so today I thought I would take you through my foam rolling routine. So what I would normally do before I stretch is I do some sort of physical activity. I go out, I walk fast, I run, I do something that gets my heart rate pumping. I actually did some weights today, done a bit of a flat workout. Now I would foam roll at this point and then I would stretch. So I try and, if you don't have a foam roller at home, get one. It's alright if you don't. You can use, we don't use them that often anymore, but like the bits of cardboard that they put posters and roll them up in, those work really well. It is a foam roller essentially. It's a little bit more firm. You can go to Kmart and pick yourself up one of these, order one online, get some Amazon delivery, whatever you want. Okay, so I'm going to do my foam rolling routine. You're just going to stretch along with me, nothing fancy. And then I'm going to show you some ball exercises as well. Okay, so with my foam roller, what I'm aiming to do is find any points of tension, find those good pain spots, the parts that are hurting, but it's that good type of pain. It's not sharp pain. I won't be using this on my lower back region at all because it's going to crunch together my vertebrae, which is not the desired effect that we want. And you will usually be able to tell that this isn't a good area to be using it on because it will hurt. And it won't feel like stretching pain. It won't feel like the muscles releasing or getting a massage. It'll feel intense. That's not what we want. Don't do it on bony areas. Don't do it on your kneecaps, for instance. It's not going to help. It's going to hurt. All right, so I would literally probably start on a little bit of foot release with a ball. This is not a ball, but works quite well, okay? You want something that's got a little bit more give, ideally, something with like a rubber tennis ball or a squash ball, perfect. Golf ball, too hard. This is too hard, but it's working. So I'm actually getting into that pressure point in the bottom of my foot and trying to release it. Dancers, you want to be doing this a lot because you're pointing and flexing so much. You'll be carrying a lot of tension there. All right, and the other side. That feels so good. I'll show you another way to do this. Okay, if you don't have a ball, get your elbow, jam it in there. So I'm finding the spots that feel tender but not intense. There's a nerve in there as well. So if you feel that nerve like intense pain, you got the wrong spot. Try a different area and don't force it into that spot. There we go. Getting into the metatarsal. And you will feel, if you're doing this right, it actually feels like a bit tingly, a bit warm, like you've just gotten out of a hot bath, okay? So I actually feel that flowing up into here and releasing a little bit. I'm gonna do the other side as well. And now it's still tingling, but like it feels really good. It feels like you've just, I don't know how to describe it. Like you've had a little foot bath, yes. You've taken it out, it's still warm. It's like amazing. All right, there we go, other side. Really good, okay? Nice, all right, now I'm gonna get into my calves. This one's fun because you get to do like a little pike hold here. We're gonna hold ourselves up on our hands and rock back and forward. Going up and down that calf muscle, getting it nice and loose. Okay, I would normally do that for a lot longer, but I'm gonna move on and show you the next thing I would do. So I'm actually gonna get into the front of my, I'm not gonna go on my shin bone, I'm not on my knees, I'm holding a lot of weight on my hands, but I'm working through those little muscles on the front there. So I'm kind of turning in a little bit, sickly, yes. Feels really good to release that right there. There's a bit of a tension spot. So wherever you find this tight spot, it's nice to just kind of hold it and push it. And then here I like to sort of sink into that hip as well. So I'm getting an additional stretch. So you can use this to hold yourself up and sort of get into positions. Oh, that you need stretching in. So that's stretching my glute and my hip now, getting into my back. That feels fantastic. All right, moving on. If it feels good, it's good. Getting into those hammies. Of course, we want nice flexing hammies for those really good splits. Also, if you've just been doing you've just done a workout as well, I wish that we knew more about foam rolling and sort of fascia and releasing these things when I was training, because we would just have a lot of muscle pain. But if I do this after I work out, generally the next day I'm not going to have that tightness. I mean, there'll be some pain, but it's a lot less than it would have been. Okay, now into the hip and the glute. Again, you can keep your weight on your hands as much as you need. I'm keeping my weight on my foot and my hands are just sort of lifting, trying to get into those psoas. You'll find in a lot of gymnasts and acrobats that this is a really tight area out the back here. So trying to do this daily. And I'm on a 45-degree angle. I'm not facing the ceiling, I'm not facing the side. Halfway in between there. Oh, look at my leg shaking. Yeah, it's intense, but really good, okay? So not bad pain. What I'm doing is I'm getting into those tight spots, moving around, maybe shifting from left to right, just finding what's hitting those bits, okay, that are tight. Getting those knots. Sitting on them and letting them release and become soft and gooey and nice and warm and not tight and painful. Same thing on the other side. I've got to move on. I want to be here all day, honestly. Oh, okay, so hip flexors, the front. This is really going to be super important for that hip, for that front split. This is our back leg. The back leg and the front split. We need that hip flexor super flexy. So, getting my leg in a comfortable spot, turning in but not turning in too much, trying to find that bit that's a bit tight. There, okay, so I'm staying below my pelvis, I'm staying above my quad. There's a little bit in there that we want to try and get. All right, other side. And again, at home, you'll probably take a lot longer doing this. I'm just trying to show you the bits that we want to be hitting. Woo. Cracking my back, love that. All right, there we go. Now, I'm going to move into my upper back, my thoracic. I'm not going to do my low back. So, I'm going to do the mid here. From here up to the shoulders, to the neck. And every time I do this, I'm basically rolling down, vertebrae by vertebrae. I'm feeling each one crack out and lengthen. So I'm trying to like pull up as I roll, keeping that core engaged. If you're finding you're holding a lot of tension in your neck, I tend to, put your hands behind there. Keep that tight, the tummy. But get your head supported. And here, it's really nice if you go on to, get into the scapula as well, like get onto one side. Ooh, my scapula, very tight. Get onto one side and hold it. You can do your lats here as well. You do this more. Be gentle, okay? So we do this side, and I would do the other side. Then I would probably, for my neck, put it behind my head. Find that spot where I can just sort of relax over it. There, okay? And all I'm doing is letting my neck lengthen. I'm not feeling any pain here. I'm letting this lengthen out and release. And that's how I would finish. Okay. Simple, effective. I would spend a little bit more time on that normally, and I find often I would do this as well. So getting right up into that. Yeah. Oh, very tight. I feel a lot of tension here today. So I'm finding those spots that are sore. I did some pull-ups yesterday. This area is really tight. Getting those hips up, getting that back moving as well. Okay, done. So once we foam roll, I want to try and, right, when we were doing those pike stretches yesterday, I'm flexing our feet. If you do a flat back and a reach forward with flexed feet, yeah, and you feel sort of like a pain flowing up here and into this region, your and all the way down there, like a really sharp pain, you're probably like your sciatic nerve is probably pretty involved for you doing these forward stretches. So it might be limiting how far you can go in those hamstring stretches, trying to get that hamstring really mobile. So the nerve's not really going to move, it's there. So if we can get that pain to sort of decrease and learn how to work around it, that's going to help you with your flexibility and getting to those points that we want to get to actually increase our range of motion and our strength and control and all that good stuff. So I'm going to get this guy and I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so you may have had, if you've ever had a massage, you've had somebody get into that pressure point there. Okay, so press it, press it, press it, press it, press it with your thumb and finger. Even you can just give it a little massage. That might be enough for you. I find that this is a really tight region for me, so this feels fantastic and something that I need to be conscious to be releasing. Okay, you can also just pop that area on your ball, okay, very gently, and then sort of work through it as it becomes less painful. So you may even need to just find that spot. Okay, so I'm going to place it in the region. There it is. And all I'm doing is just staying here, just chilling. Okay, I'm not moving a muscle. I'm waiting for that pain to subside. Breathing in, breathing out. Waiting for that pain to become less. And then I just move to a slightly different area. There it is again. Breathe in, breathe out. You can do this for minutes. You can do this for 15 minutes. Some people do it forever. Ugh. Just showing you a quick example, okay? So now, I'm gonna do those pike stretches. When I flex my feet, I shouldn't, hopefully, it should make a difference in not feeling that radiating pain so much, that really sharp pain. So I'm gonna go forward in my pike position. Okay, this is what you couldn't see yesterday. When I go forward, okay, I'm pulling these knees up, and I'm actually getting into my feet and giving them a nice massage as well. So I'm pushing that big toe down really hard. And this is where I actually crack every toe out as well. So I grab my toes and I pull them out. I've already done this like 5 minutes ago. So I pull them all out one at a time. And then I do the other side. While I'm staying down nice and low, keeping this pulled up. Okay, now I'm pointing and squeezing, pulling that muscle up. And I'm going to turn my feet in while I'm down here, and I'm still keeping everything as engaged and tight as I can. Then relaxing a little bit into it. Okay, but not fully relaxing. I'm still kind of keeping everything pretty tight for this first one. All right, now it's flex time. So let's see where that pain is felt now that I've done that little release. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is amazing. So I'm flexing my feet really hard and trying to stay at that really low range without even lifting up. So I'm down here, I flex my feet and pulled them up, and my pain is literally only in my calf here. A little bit here, that's it, okay? So that is a massive difference, and you can see, yesterday I was kind of like pulling up here, it was quite painful. I can stay all the way down there without too much trouble. Now I'm going to point and actually fully relax the muscle, loosen it up, okay? Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. You get that full compression happening. Now I'm going to let my head go, let my head hang right down in between my legs, forehead to the floor. Nice, all right, so that felt much better today. It was this release before we do that hammy work is going to help a lot of you that have your nerves really involved in those stretches. I definitely do, so that's super helpful. Like my hamstring flexibility level is already great, so it's not a big thing, but it will help a lot of you tremendously, especially with some of the stretches we're going to be doing going forward. Okay, so splits, right leg, left leg, middle. If you are not flat in your splits, do not take your hands off the floor. Here are a couple of things that you can do. Grab a couple of pillows, stack them, put them underneath your split. Okay, here I am. Say I'm at this height. Once the pain, so we're going to hold it for a minute. If the pain starts to subside enough, like it's not hurting as badly, you can take one of the pillows out, okay? It's going to gently pop you up. Now, for me, and a lot of our students as well, their splits are already flat. So we're going to be working on some different stretches that will be helping us build control and good alignment, rather than just whacking our leg up on something high and doing over splits, which at a young age particularly could do some serious damage to the ligament in our hip. It could also change the way that our hip, the ball and the actual hip are formed. They could become more shallow. They could actually cause damage. If that ligament gets broken, like torn, then that would stop the blood supply as well. We wouldn't have a healthy hip anymore because it needs that blood supply. It could start to die, which would be a big problem. So we're not doing over splits. We're going to do some, if you are doing splits that are not flat yet, remember, put those pillows underneath you. Keep yourself really lifted up on your hands. Do not take your hands off the floor. You can use yoga blocks at the side as well if you need that additional support. So this is my yoga block. Here are my pillows. Okay, I've got another yoga block with a stack of books, whatever. This, my weight, whatever you got in your room, and hold yourself up, okay? We're doing 1 minute. Here we go. All right, so I'm showing you the flexi version. Am I? Any day now. All right, so I'm first of all fixing up my alignment. If you're up there, remember we're holding it, we're breathing, we're waiting until that tension subsides, we're relaxing and going a little bit further. Okay, you can do this as well. Pull your muscle up for 5 seconds. Pull tight, tight, tight. 3, 4, 5. Relax it as much as you can. Don't force it down at that point. See if it goes any further and it's not super painful. And if it is, repeat. Pull up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And sink a little bit further maybe. Okay, I just want you to get that mind-muscle connection as well and understand how to tighten and release your muscles, and how your brain plays a massive role in actually being able to control our flexibility. All right, so I am going to go forward. This is the flexi version. So we're going forward for 30 seconds and backward for 30 seconds, okay? Push your big toe down while you're down here. That's what I make my kids do. And feel the burn, all right? We're trying to give our foot a nice massage here as well. Push the other toes down. It's like a manual sort of stretch here. Just increasing, flex it. Flex it hard, but if you have to lift up, lift up. Pull the heel up gently, squeeze that muscle, then relax all the way. Okay, so that'll be 30 seconds forward. Remember, if you're not flat yet, you've got those pillows underneath you, you're holding it for a minute, doing that tension, relax, tension, relax, tension, relax. All right, now we're going backwards for 30. Keep breathing, number 1. Number 2, let the weight of your head gently pull you back. If it's too much, pull it back up again, okay? If you can't hold it in this position, if you're falling over the side, we've got to work on those square hips a little bit more first before you try and go back. Don't try and grab that foot. We're just having like a bit of a hang here. Breathe, relax, pull it up. Keep that leg engaged. Okay. So 30 seconds back. If you start to feel intense pain in your lower back, bring it back up again. Breathe, squeeze that front leg, pull up out of your hips, lift up and over. We're not really ever just folding in half, crunching back. Not what we want to do, especially if you're feeling that pain in the lower back. I want you to be lifting up and engaging those surrounding muscles, okay? So we're pulling up out of the stretch. So let's try the other leg, same deal. Again, if you're up on pillows, be up on pillows. Do not try these unless your splits are dead flat. So that means my hands can lift up easily and I'm not shifting from side to side. I'm ready to start working on these 2 more advanced stretches. So we're doing forward and back for 30 seconds. Twisting, flexing, pulling that back leg up, squeezing. Okay, and back. Same thing, 30 seconds, hollow couch. Again, I'm trying to lift up, and pull up through my spine. Up. It can be really hard to breathe when you're doing that back movement. So just be careful, take the time to work it out. All right, side split, same thing. You can put those two pillows right underneath you like this. Well, stacked up, big fat pillows. These pillows are teeny. These pillows are not doing much. Go grab your, on our elbows, knees pulled up, pointed toes. Again, keep it tight. Relax it, okay? Pull it up. Relax it. And start to get to identify the muscles that are actually relaxing to make that work. And to make it feel better for you, okay? So it's not just this region, it's all in here. It's getting those abductors to sort of let go. Yeah, so squeeze, release, squeeze, release. It's mainly in here that we want to be feeling that release happening, okay? A little bit at the back, but it's here. So pull up, let it go. All right, let's do the harder middle split variation. So if we're flat, we're making sure that we're lined up on our line on the floor. I'm pretty good, okay. Then we're gonna try and keep both hip bones down to the floor, okay? So if I put my hands under here, I can feel those hip bones and I'm keeping them down as we do a big twisting motion for our sort of leg mounts. Pulling those knees up, squeezing tight. We've got to be really careful that one knee doesn't drop and one knee raises. We're trying to keep it as square as possible. When we get right over to the side, we're going to feel that it starts to lift a bit. That's okay, but try and keep it square for as long as you can. So I'm keeping this really still and I'm sliding over to one side. Okay, that hip's starting to lift up, you see? We're going to try and keep pulling it down, keep that knee in alignment, try not to tickle that foot too much, point, squeeze, reach over. 30 seconds on each side. Okay, so do 30 seconds on this side, get nice and close, and then 30 seconds on the other side. You're gonna be able to grab that leg really easily if you do that big hip twist. Don't do it. Try and control. Okay, well, I'm already feeling mine going. I just want to grab my leg, hold it, slowly ease into it, knees lifted, squeeze. I'm getting that big, massive side stretch there. Getting right up in that shoulder as well. Alright, so we did our foam rolling routine. Remember, we're looking for good pain. Anything that feels good is good generally, and learning how to sort of work through and release. We did a little bit of a nerve release there with this trigger ball in here, which helps with our hamstring stretch. We did our pike position, which was our day one stretch, and then we did our splits. Front, so left, right, and middle for 1 minute each to finish. Okay guys, I can't wait to see you tomorrow in my living room, which is way small, but I'm sure yours is too. We can stretch anywhere. Happy lockdown, see you tomorrow. Bye.